Keep clapping, keep clapping. Thanks for showing up.
I have nothing to say, Senator. Why are we always in an inquiry at these things?
I did not touch her.
Much. Are you guys having fun?
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you're broke. That's what I thought.
Ask me that again Sunday.
Shocking. Yeah. Raise your hand if you're broke because Michael Papajohn was completely overcharging for pictures. That's what I thought.
If you don't, look at this print right here. If you don't come by my table and buy one, I will hunt you down in the parking lot. Okay, I will hunt you down.
Gonna get you, yeah.
I got a picture to prove it.
So, Michael and I, as you know, were in Spider-Man movies. How many of you have seen Spider-Man? Raise your hand. All right. And I think we're both going to be in Spidey 4, if I'm not mistaken.
I cannot confirm or deny that.
Neither can I. But it is in all likelihood a good possibility. So we're here to. We're going to do a Q&A, right? Is that the idea? Q&A? So Michael and I will start the Q&A.
So Ted, who are you dating now?
Just a great girl. She's really true. That's a nice shirt. Where did you get that?
I got it. It's at John Barbados. It costs more than my car.
That's really nice.
Thanks.
Really nice.
Thanks. You look good. Your face, your skin.
Thanks.
Thanks. You on any kind of liquid supplements? Or?
No, it's just water. Just drink a lot of water.
Really?
I hope you've enjoyed today's
Q&A. What's our Q&A? What? I mean, we're exciting, aren't we?
So now we're going to take authentic, real questions from you guys for anything you want. Spidey, anything.
Can I share real quick before we take some questions? I'd like to just say first, thanks for showing up to listen to our Q&A.
Yes, thank you.
I love just a few minutes about me because it's my favorite subject. I love that. I love acting. A lot of people ask me, Michael, what's it like being an actor? And the first thing that comes to my mind is when you're 8 years old and you don't know if you're going to be an Indian, a cowboy, or an army guy, and you get real excited to dress up. Well, that's how I feel when I get a part and I go to wardrobe. You go on the Sony lot and you get a movie like Spider-Man and you're figuring out if you're going to wear a hat or what kind of gun you're going to have or coat. It's like I feel like a kid that is very excited. So I feel very blessed to be in to make a living in the entertainment business, to actually, I was on a set with McGee, and one time he told me, he said, hey, Papajohn, have fun, film lasts forever. And I always try to take that to every job. And then to work with Ted's brother, Sam, when you work with people like that love what they do, it just feeds into you loving to go show up on a set and work.
That's true. The only thing is that my brother Sam has told me many times that Michael here has hogged the whole craft service table so that nobody can eat anything. And it's always been a terrible problem.
Well, I did steal some turkey.
That's what he said.
I fill up my bag with food before I leave. But no, even about Sam and Ted, I don't know, when I remember Sam right before I did my first take, he came up to me on Spider-Man 1 and said, hey, Papajohn, I'm so excited you're playing this role, but always remember your evil creates Spider-Man. And even though I remember when I took on that role, I wanted to play the bad guy that I played it like it was my first time to rob anything. I never robbed anything before, and I was a guy that was very desperate, kind of like I am now, so I will hunt you down in the parking lot.
That was good though. I mean, in all seriousness, that was the way you played that made him at the same time reprehensible and also sympathetic. And that's a trick for the audience to feel bad for the bad guy, which I think you did very well.
Thanks. It's funny when I do play a bad guy role. And I played a lot of bad guys. I go into it that what I'm doing is right, in my mind, whatever that might be. And when you
That's right. When you play bad guys, you have to do that. It's interesting that I think, when you do, you can't do a moo-ha-ha, because nobody who is bad thinks they're being bad because it's fun or because they want to. People who do bad things either don't know they're doing bad things, or they know they're doing bad things, but they think it's for a greater good. So they think they're always justified. That's what I think makes it interesting to play. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. I remember when I first got Spider, what I did for Love of the Game with Sam, and they called me in, and Grant Curtis called me up and said, "Hey, Papajohn, Sam wants you to," Grant's the producer of Spider-Man, and called me up and said, "Hey, Papajohn, Sam he thinks you might be right for this role, the carjacker, and here, I'll fact you some sides." I didn't grow up reading comic books. I didn't know much about Spider-Man. I just knew it was a carjacker, and he kind of told me what happened. But then after I got the part, I started watching DVDs, director commentaries of all of Sam's work, and seeing Ted pop up over and over, and hearing the commentaries, how they got the movie made. And you know what? It's never about me, and I think Ted will agree with this. When I show up on a set, it's not about me being an actor and being in this movie. It's me telling the story, and I get out of the way. And I always go back, what's my responsibility? What do I need to do to prepare myself to tell the story the best I can, and get it off myself.
It's true, which brings up another point. Ever hear actors talk about how much fun they had on a set and what a wildly great time it was, and they did nothing but laugh? You can bet that movie's gonna stink. Because only people that goof around on set all day long are gonna make a lousy, look, easy to make, it's gonna stink. Hard to make, it might be good. That's pretty much, I think that's pretty much the rule. Look, perfect example is, I watched the A&E special on Richard Dreyfuss. And did you guys see the movie Stakeout? Funny, right?
Yes.
Did you see Stakeout too?
Yeah. No.
Right, that's what I thought. Because it stunk. It was one of the worst movies probably ever made. And Dreyfuss is talking about, he went, "I had a great time." Like, yeah, well, okay, that's why. So the movies are hard. And also the other thing about movies too that you might not know is that you guys are here and you see as actors and you see the comics, everything looks really glitzy and great. And acting is, like most jobs in the film business, is just super blue collar. In that you're sitting on wooden crates waiting to go, you eat your lunch out of a cart, and some dude's kind of hashing out. Usually you're in bad hours, it's cold, it's kind of miserable, people are yelling at you a lot. And the best part about the business is finally being, when the cameras roll, it's awesome, and then the premiere. And everything else is pretty rough and hard to do. But if it wasn't, if it's too cushy and too la-di-da, you can usually see it. That's right.
Craft service. I'm a big fan of the craft service.
Me too. You guys know what craft service is? Craft service is a name for all the snacks and coffee that we actors and the crew get to eat for free. It's on the movie. It's pretty cool. It's the only free lunch that there is in the world. It's craft service, And in some cases, in the case of Spider-Man, it's as elaborate as sushi and things like that for you all day. But on most pictures, it's usually a bag of Doritos that every member of the crew has picked over. So there's just a couple crumbs left, and then you're grateful for the crumbs sometimes, and that's true.
Not all movies. They're big budgets and they're lower budgets. I think me and Ted have kind of experienced different sets. But it's funny you mentioned about the different budgets and the craft service. I can't believe we're talking about craft service, but
because it's lunchtime. It's like
all they talked about was food. That was the worst Q&A ever. They did a Q&A to themselves.
I'm saying, this picture I did with Wes Craven, boy, the coffee was. Guys are like, what am I paying you for? Talking about movies.